Before we start, imagine this. One play, one collision, one moment so violent, it didn't just change a season, it changed an entire sport. Welcome to Diamond Depths, where we break down the stories baseball will never forget. And today, we're diving into the play that ended careers and forced Major League Baseball to rewrite one of its oldest traditions. This play ended careers, and for decades, it was completely legal. Runners weren't trying to score, they were trying to destroy the catcher. And one collision slowly changed baseball forever. At home plate, there used to be no mercy. Runners didn't slide. They didn't avoid contact. They aimed to hit hard. And catchers, they were expected to stand there and take it, block the plate, hold the ball, absorb the impact. And somehow, this wasn't considered dangerous. It was considered part of the game. If you avoided contact, you were seen as soft. But if you delivered it, you were respected. This wasn't some small detail of baseball culture. It was a defining part of the sport. From Little League to the big leagues, everyone learned the same thing. The plate belongs to whoever wants it more. For decades, collisions at home plate weren't just accepted, they were celebrated. Highlight reels didn't just show home runs. They showed impact. They showed toughness. They showed two players crashing together at full speed, with everything decided in a single, violent instant. The louder the collision, the bigger the reaction. Fans expected it. Broadcasters hyped it. Players trained for it. Some even became famous for it, like Pete Rose. In the 1970 All-Star Game, he charged home at full speed and absolutely leveled Ray Foss. Foss held onto the ball, but his shoulder was never the same again. This wasn't a playoff game. This wasn't a pennant chase. It was an exhibition, a game that didn't even count. Yet that one hit changed Foss's entire career. And still, nobody questioned it. Because that's how baseball was played. Every catcher knew the risk. If you blocked the plate, you were a target. Not sometimes, every time. Runners were taught to separate the ball from the catcher. And the most effective way to do that was to run straight through him. Full speed, full force, no hesitation. It wasn't dirty, it was strategy. But strategy doesn't care about consequences. It doesn't care about bones or ligaments. It doesn't care about futures or careers, just outs. Then came 2011. San Francisco Giants catcher Buster Posey was becoming one of the brightest stars in the sport. Rookie of the Year, future MVP, a franchise cornerstone, a player meant to define the next decade of Giants baseball. Then came a routine play at the plate, a ground ball, a throw home, a runner charging. Posey moved into position, just like every catcher before him. And the runner did exactly what players had been taught to do for generations. He lowered his shoulder and drove straight through him. The collision was violent, immediate, devastating. Posey's leg twisted beneath him, his ankle shattered, his season ended in an instant. Teammates knew it. Fans knew it. Everyone watching understood that this wasn't just another collision. This was something else. No dirty play, no rule broken, just baseball, as it had always been played. And that was the problem. For the first time, the league couldn't ignore it. Coaches questioned it. Players questioned it. fans questioned it. The question wasn't, was it legal? The question became, should it be? Catchers were defenseless. Runners were rewarded for impact, and careers were being jeopardized for a single out at home plate. For the first time, baseball had to ask itself whether tradition was worth the cost. So Major League Baseball made a decision. Not slowly, not gradually, but decisively. In 2014, a new rule was introduced. Rule 7.13. Catchers could no longer block the plate without the ball. Runners could no longer initiate contact solely to jar it loose. If they did, they were out. No argument, no gray area, and just like that, one of the most violent plays in baseball history was gone. But not everyone loved the change. Some said the game was safer, smarter, better. Others said something had been lost. That baseball had become less physical, less gritty, less intense. But the truth was simple. For decades, players had risked everything for a moment at home plate. And now, that risk was finally removed. One play, one moment, and decades of tradition erased. Because sometimes the line between competition and danger is thinner than anyone realizes. And when that line gets crossed, the game doesn't wait, it changes. Because every rule in baseball has a story behind it. And some of them were written in pain. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of baseball's most important rule changes, make sure you hit subscribe to keep exploring the stories, moments, and mysteries that shaped the game we love right here on Diamond Depths. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.